Then it's time. 3 games left, 1 game lead. Playoffs begin a little early. So anyway, imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball against legends past and present. And then imagine if some lunatic like myself were to play all 162 games of a regular season, all of them on YouTube, no skipped innings, no simulated games. This is game number 160 of 162. As you can see, these are the standings in the National League West. The Avengers have been wedged in there. They've taken the place of the San Diego Padres. And with 3 games left, the Avengers have a 1-game lead over the LA Dodgers. 102 wins to 101 wins. So let's check the schedule and look to see these final 3 games on the calendar. As you can see, they are against the LA Dodgers. Head-to-head matchup. Playoffs beginning a little early. The winner of this series wins the National League West. The loser goes into the playoffs as a wild card. So let's get this game started. Let's do this. Big game. Scarlett Johansson, or Black Widow, is on the mound for the Hollywood Avengers. We play full game. Outlander is here from the beginning. Let's go! We're the home team. It's a 1-game lead with 3 games left, Outlander. Let's rock and roll. I don't like the MLB Network changing it back to the show theme. Just not a fan of it. Scarlett Johansson on the mound. Mark Ruffalo and Idris Elba are going to swap. And Benedict Wong is going to be the catcher for today's game. Other than that, everything will remain the same. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this. Dodgers versus Avengers. First place versus second place. The winner of this 3-game set is the National League West champion. The loser, the wild card. Major League Baseball starts now. For those of you that are new to the live stream, I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. Let the computer run the bases for me. And every game has been set to All-Star as far as difficulty setting, both hitting and pitching. Live here at Crosley Field, the designated ballpark for the Hollywood Avengers. The Dodgers and the Avengers do battle. Let's go, let's go. On the mound, Black Widow. She's 11-7. This will be her final start of the season, obviously. ERA just under 4. And leading off for the Dodgers, Joe Torre, the third baseman, 336, 37 homers, 106 RBIs. Before we throw the first pitch of the ballgame, we go over to options. We check the gameplay. Hitting difficulty is set to All-Star. Pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. We're ready to go. First pitch of the ballgame. Ground ball, first baseman snags it, steps on the bag, first out, recorded here in this 3-game set. Starting lineup for the Dodgers, Joe Torre's at third, Xander Bogaerts at short, Stan Musial in left, David Ortiz or Big Poppy's first baseman. Robbie Cano's at second, Aaron Judge is in right, Willie Calhoun is DH, Steve Finley's in center, and Aramis Garcia is the catcher and batting ninth. Xander Bogaerts, 321, 42 homers, 124 RBIs. Steps up with 1 out, bases empty, top of the first. Deep drive, that one's got a chance. It's not coming back. It's a 1-0 lead for the Dodgers here in the top of the first. Bogaerts' 43rd homer of the season, and the Dodgers jump out to an early lead. And the crowd is stunned. Here's the replay. Oh, I need to be more careful. The winner of this game, it has a 2-game lead with 2 games left. If they're the Avengers. If the Dodgers win this game, they are tied with 2 games left. Stan Musial steps up to the plate hitting 347. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it back, strike 1. Knuckleball low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls off the changeup, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stan the Man Musial. Ties him up in knots, strikes him out, and there are 2 away. First strikeout of the game for Scarlett Johansson. Here's the location just dove down and in. Started out as a strike, ended up at his ankles. So 2 outs, up steps Big Poppy. David Ortiz hitting .303, 44 homers, 122 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Slider inside corner, strike one. Big Poppy played for the Boston Red Sox in the early 2000s. And he pulls the fastball down the right field line, out of play. Strike two, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on David. And he pops it up the other way, late jump for Sebastian Stan. But near the line, he makes the catch, side retired, but a solo shot from Xander Bogaerts puts the Dodgers on the board first after a half inning of play. It's the Dodgers 1, the Hollywood Avengers coming to bat. This is an early matchup. Playoff ramifications, let's go. On the mound, Zach Godley on the mound for the Dodgers, 8-8 with a 4.08 earned run average. Leading off for the Avengers, Anthony Mackie, cut the check, 320, 22 homers, 80 RBIs. Shortstop, switch hitter batting from the left side. Fastball low, ball one. Dodgers are 1 game back. Both teams over 100 wins. Fouls off the sinking fastball, strike one. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike to the new Captain America. Line drive, almost takes his head off, base hit. Leadoff single, cut the check for Anthony Mackie. Show us a replay, truck, let's go. Not showing us a replay? Unacceptable. Next up is Tom Holland hitting .354. He has 18 homers and 83 runs batted in. Currently, he holds the batting title in the National League with 3 games remaining. Can he keep the batting title?
Outside, that's the ball.
Knuckle curve just misses outside, ball one. Runner leads off first. That's a line drive base hit. And then we'll have 2 on and nobody out. Wild throw, he's going to third. On the wild throw to the infield, Mackie alertly takes third base, so it's going to be first and third instead of first and second. So we'll have a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. Up steps Robert Downey Jr., .303 average, 26 homers, 102 RBIs. A chance to tie the game. He fouls off the cut fastball for strike one. Tony has the tying run 90 feet from home plate here in the bottom of the first inning. And he's late on the breaking ball, fouls it off, count is no balls and 2 strikes. And that's another base hit to center field. It is an RBI single for Tony Stark, and this ball game is tied at 1. We love you, Tony. We love you, 3,000, Tony. Here's the replay.
The designated hitter, number 84.
Next up is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk, leads the ball club with 35 homers and 138 runs batted in. And that's a line drive to third, over to second for force, and only 1 out. Starting lineup for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr. is at first. The DH today is Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third, Dave Bautista's in right, Sebastian Stan's in left. The catcher, Benedict Wong, batting ninth and playing center field is Don Cheadle. So 1 out, runners at first and second, up steps Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman's hitting .336 on the season. Knuckle curve is off the plate, ball one. Chadwick has 22 homers and 80 RBIs. Runners lead off first and second, 1 out. Tie ball game. Grounds it, Torrey over to second for 1, back to first. An inning-ending double play, but they do score the run. Spider-Man was epic, I do agree, Mr. Outlander. This ball game at the end of 1 is tied at 1. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the top of the second, up steps the second baseman Robinson Cano. .292 average this season, 31 homers, 88 runs batted in. Scarlett sets and delivers. Just misses off the plate inside, ball one. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he lines it the other way, out of play. Count is 1-2 on Robbie. Hits him. Pitch hits him. So it's almost like a leadoff walk for Scarlett Johansson. No intent. Breaking ball. Hit him in the upper thigh. Next up is right fielder Aaron Judge. .255, 23 homers, 59 runs batted in. Here comes a pitch. Pops it upstairs behind home plate. Strike one. Out in front of the changeup. Swing and a miss. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Judge. Fouls it back. Count will remain 0-2. So it's a tie ball game here in the top of the second inning. First game of this important 3-game series. Final 3 ball games of the regular season. Waste pitch outside. Does not go for it. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's a shallow fly ball to center field for Judge. Charging in is Don Cheadle. And there's the first out of the second inning. Next up, DH Willie Calhoun, cold in his last 7 games. Overall, he's hitting .272. He has 26 homers and 91 runs batted in. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Pitch is fouled off at the plate. Count is no balls and 1 strike. It's a 1-1 tie here in the top of the second. Another hit batsman. So 2 on from 2 hits, 2 8 by pitches. She's making her own. She's making her own tragedy here in the inning. Steve Finley, .265, 27 homers, 90 RBIs. Runners at first and second, only 1 away. Misses off the plate inside, ball 1. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike on Finley. Grounds it foul, first base side. Count is 1-2. Fouls it back. So we have Robbie Cano at second, Willie Calhoun at first, Steve Finley at the plate. Pitch from Black Widow. Grounder, 6. Oh no, they're all safe. E6 on Anthony Mackie, and the bases are now loaded with 1 out. Double clutch. Aramis Garcia, the catcher, obviously a September call-up, placed in the lineup. Bases loaded, only 1 out. This is a big spot in this first game of the 3-game set. Fouls it back, strike 1. Oh no, this is bad, folks. This is bad. Pulls the 2-seam fastball down the third base line. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Garcia. Big moment in this game. 6, 4, 3. Double play. Side retired. They leave the bases loaded. 1.5 complete here at Crosley Field. 1-1 tie. This is Avengers Baseball. Oh, yeah. Mackie to Tom Holland. Scooped out of the dirt by Robert Downey Jr. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps Drax the Destroyer or Dave Bautista, whichever you'd like to call him.
The right fielder.
hitting .319 on the season. He has 76 RBIs. And that ball is deep, but foul. Strike one. Chases a knuckle curve, swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count. Just gets a swinging bunt at the mound out of the crouch is Garcia. Almost hits him in the back, but successfully throws him out this one away. Next up, Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, hitting .313, 11 homers, 58 RBIs. He carries a 17-game hitting streak into this contest. He's one of the heroes from yesterday's game. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Outside for ball one. Sebastian is 11 for his last 21, so he is in this lineup. That time he went too far. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive caught by Big Poppy, 2 away. Hit it on the nose, but couldn't get it past David Ortiz at first base. So backup catcher Benedict Wong, 253, 3 homers, 13 RBIs, steps up to the plate, giving Mark Ruffalo a day off behind home plate. Fouls off the knuckle curve for strike one. The protector of the Sorcerer Supreme. Off the plate with the sinking fastball, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike to Wong. Outside corner, 1-2. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. First game of a 3-game set. In the dirt, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Bottom of the second. Here's the pitch from Godley. Full count, 3-2. On deck, War Machine Don Cheadle, the hero of yesterday's game, with 2 outs in the 9th. So it's a 2-out walk for Benedict Wong. Next up, Don Cheadle, 280 average, switch hitter batting from the left side. Here comes the pitch. Cutter is low, ball 1. Runner leads off first. Out in front of the sinking fastball, swing and a miss. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Off the plate, 2-1. This is Avengers baseball. I am RC Robbin, game number 160 of a 162-game regular season. 3 games left, 1-game lead. On the corner, the knuckler floats in there. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. And it is a bouncer up the middle, gets through Xander Bogaerts, and this half inning will continue. Honestly, that was a little bit of a defensive lapse by Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. I think he could have snared that and tossed it to second, but 2 on. Lineup turns over for Anthony Mackie, who already has a hit today. He is the new Captain America. And he hits a deep drive to right, but playable for Aaron Judge to retire the side. So they strand 2, and after 2 innings of baseball, the tie ball game, 1-1. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Lineup turns over for the Dodgers. Joe Torre is up. He's 0 for 1.
The third baseman, Joe Torre.
Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. 8 for his last 20. That's a 400 average for Joe, manager of the New York Yankees in the 1990s. Line drive, base hit, leadoff hit for the Dodgers here in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting, the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts.
Xander Bogaerts steps in. He hit a solo shot in the 1st. Fastball low, ball 1. Two balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. He's going to second. And he is safe. Stolen base from Joe Torre. He doesn't have blazing speed, but he kind of took me by surprise. I'll be completely honest. I wasn't expecting the stolen base attempt. So Dodgers are on their toes. Runner in scoring position, but nobody out for Xander Bogaerts. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouls off the slider. The at-bat will continue. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Struck him out. There's 1 away. Second strikeout of the game for Scarlett Johansson. Here's the replay. Don't forget to caffeinate. This is iced coffee. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Up next, in the top 3 in batting in the National League with 3 games remaining, Stan the Man Musial, who struck out in the first. He's chasing Spider-Man for the batting title. Fastball misses inside, ball 1. On deck, Big Poppy. Pop up, short right field. Charging is Bautista to make the catch. 2 away. So 2 outs, up steps David Ortiz. As a Yankee fan growing up, David Ortiz has often given me nightmares. 2 outs, runner at second. Down and in, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
Late on the fastball, fouls it off. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Count is 1 and 2. It's a 1-game lead. 3 games left against the Dodgers. The Avengers have 102 wins. The Dodgers have 101 wins. So this is a crucial game. 1 and 2 count to Big Poppy. Fouls it back, out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good question, Mr. Outlander. Strike 3 called. Big Poppy can't believe the call, but nevertheless the side is retired. 2.5 complete. It's a 1-1 ball game here at Crosley Field. Oh yeah. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Up steps Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Singled in his first at-bat. Here we go. Godly pitches. And that's a deep drive. Will it go over his head? It will not. Stan the Man runs it down for out number 1. As you can see, the standings in the National League West as they sit, the Hollywood Avengers in first place by 1 game over the Los Angeles Dodgers. 102 wins to 101 wins. Next up with 1 away here in the 3rd, Robert Downey Jr., who has an RBI single today, responsible for the only run on the scoreboard for the Avengers. Sinking fastball is low, ball 1. Tony's hitting .304 on the season. And that's a line drive base hit, a 1-out single for Tony Stark. Oh my God, I want LA to win, LOL. You are the worst. Hits leaders on the Avengers, Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, are battling it out for the team lead. 216 to 212. The last game would be epic. It certainly would, but I want to win the first 2 so that I can rest my players in game 3 and pitch a garbage scrub. Ground ball down the 3rd base line and into the left field corner. Rounding second and heading to 3rd is Tom Holland. He will stop. No, check that. That's Robert Downey Jr. It's Robert Downey Jr. 45th double of the season for Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo smash. 2 runners on, in scoring position, 1 out for Chadwick Boseman. Checks his swing, sinker is low, ball 1. Chadwick is Black Panther in the MCU. And that's a line drive base hit. Off his glove. Only 1 run will score. They had to hold up, but it's a RBI single for Black Panther. Wakanda forever. The MCU now leads 2-1, and the pitching coach for the LA Dodgers takes that slow stroll out to the mound to give Godfrey a chance to collect his thoughts. Runners at 1st and 3rd, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Hollywood Avengers. Next up, Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Knuckle curve outside ball 1. If the Dodgers lose this game, they'll be 2 games back with 2 games left in the season. They would need to win both of those to have any chance. Deep drive to right. Caught, tagging at third is the Hulk. Throw to the plate is not in time. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Drax the Destroyer. And the MCU now takes a 3-1 lead. 2 runs have crossed the plate here in the bottom of the third. Next up is the Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes, however you wish to call him. He is Sebastian Stan. Runner at first, 2 out. Check the swing in the dirt, blocked nicely by Garcia. Ball 1. Off the plate, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Big lead at first. He's taken off. In there for strike 1. Throw down, not in time. Stolen base, Wakanda forever. And now Chadwick Boseman is standing in scoring position where a single with 2 outs could give them another insurance run. So 2-1 count to Sebastian Stan. And he slices it to the right field. It's deep. It is on the warning track. He makes the catch to retire the side, but they score twice. And after 3 innings of baseball in game 1 of this 3-game set against the second-place Dodgers, the Avengers lead 3-1. This is Avengers baseball. Yeah. So we go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Robbie Cano, hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Here comes pitch from Black Widow. Fastball in there, strike 1. Robbie's a borderline Hall of Famer. At the knees with the slider, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. The count will remain 0-2. Just gets a piece of the knuckleball to stay alive. And he pulls it down the first baseline, out of play. Avengers Baseball, I am RC Robbin. If you've ever shown up for a game, I appreciate your time and your energy. Thank you so much. Fouls it off. Big thank you to the Outlander Show for being such a loyal supporter for all of these baseball games, going back to the Bronx Knights franchise. Thank you, sir. You are the best. And this ball game is 3-2. Solo shot for Robbie Cano. Home run number 32 on the season, and the ball game is now 3-2 Avengers. Here's the replay. Leg kick, follow through, one-handed swing, deep drive to right. Here's the replay from a different angle. 406 projected. Next up, Aaron Judge. Bats from the right side, 0 for 1, flew out in the second. Just misses with the changeup, ball 1. So it's a 1-run ball game, 3-2. Avengers here in the top of the 4th. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm feeling the pressure. 3-0 count. Will he have the green light on 3-0? Let's find out. It's a 4-pitch walk. Feeling the pressure. Manager sends pitching coach out to talk to Scarlett. Say, listen, take some deep breaths, count to 10, meditate, do what you got to do. Next up is Willie Calhoun. You can get Willie Calhoun. Fouls it off, strike 1. Runner at first is the tying run. And that ball is high. It is far, but it is also foul for strike number 2. Swing and a miss, struck him out for 1 away. Slow breaking ball. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. Zach Godley, Scarlett Johansson, neither one of them are fireballers, tied at 91. But the score that counts is the MCU leads 3-2 here in the top of the 4th. Steve Finley reached on an error in the second. He's officially 0 for 1. Runner at first now. Couldn't get around on it, slicing out of play, strike 1.
Ball.
Check his swing, knuckleball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grounder, Tony over to second for 1, back to first. A double play, 3-6-1 to retire the side, but the game gets a little bit closer thanks to this, a solo shot by Robinson Cano after 3.5. It's the Avengers 3, the Dodgers 2. Playoff baseball starts just a little bit early. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the Avengers is Benedict Wong, the backup catcher. Hitting .253 on the season. Walked in his first at-bat, if I'm not mistaken. Knuckle curve outside, ball 1. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance. It's heading for the right field corner, and he will. It's the home. It's gone. That ball is gone. Benedict Wong, his 4th homer of the season to give the Avengers a 4-2 advantage here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That ball tested the limits of Crosley Field down the right field line, hit the top of the right field wall at the 366 sign, and bounced over diagonally inside the right field foul pole. Let's watch that replay. Leadoff homer for the protector of the Sorcerer Supreme. Let's watch it. Look where this ball hits. Top and over. Oh, couldn't have been placed any better. So next up with a 4-2 lead is Don Cheadle, who singled in the second. Fouls off the pitch, strike 1. Sinking fastball off the plate, count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Knuckle curve finds the outside corner, count evens, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's not even, pardon me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he slices it to center field. There is Steve Finley to record out number 1.
Now batting.
Next up, Anthony Mackie, 1 for 2 with a single. Grounds it to first, fielded by Big Poppy. Steps on the bag, there's 2 away. So next up is Tom Holland. It's Spider-Man week here in the real world. 1 for 2. That's a line drive that will dunk in there for a single. It's a 2-out single for Spider-Man, his 2nd hit of the ball game. And the bottom of the 4th will continue.
Now batting. Number 12.
And he wants to secure that batting title. Zach Godley's line is not looking very good. Tony Stark steps up. He's 2 for 2. And he's 3 for 3 as the ball hits over the head of Big Poppy and heads down the right field line. He's racing around the corner, turning, rounding third and heading home. The relay, and he doesn't make a throw. It's an RBI double for Tony Stark. We love you 3,000, Tony. That's Robert Downey Jr.'s 25th double of the season. And it's now a 5-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Stir that cake, or whatever it is that you're stirring. Stir the soup. Stir the stew. Up next is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Runner at second, 2 outs, 1 for 2 with a double. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup, strike 1. So it's a 3-run lead for the MCU here in the bottom of the 4th. When they strike quickly. And that's a bloop base hit, which will end up scoring Tony Stark from second and giving the MCU a 6-2 lead. RBI number 139 for Mark Ruffalo. And it's suddenly a 4-run lead for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Here's the replay. Just a blooper to center field. They play him deep to respect his power. He leads the ball club in home runs. Next up, Chadwick Boseman, runner at first. Chadwick already has an RBI single today. And he pulls the changeup down the left field line, out of play, strike one. Inside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's a fly ball to center, routine play. No, it bloops in there. It's going to bloop in there for a double, pardon me. That's what I get for watching the television monitor instead of looking at the actual field. If only that were possible. Bloop base hit for Black Panther, and there are suddenly runners at second and third. It looked like Steve Finley gave up on that ball. Maybe he lost it in the lights. So Dave Roberts, the manager of the LA Dodgers, comes out, makes the motion to the bullpen. He wants the right-hander. Godley's day is done. He's given up 6 runs in 3 2/3 innings. He's responsible for both runners on base. That is not the outing that he anticipated. Coming in relief is Davey Garcia. He's only pitching in his 4th game. He's 0-1 with a 4.70 earned run average. It must be a recent September call-up. So Dave Bautista is up with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Slow bouncer to third, fielded by Torrey on the infield grass, throws to first in time, and the side is retired. But the Avengers score 3 times. And at the end of 4 innings of play, it's the Hollywood Avengers 6, the LA Dodgers 2. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Up steps catcher Aramis Garcia, who's 0 for 4 for the season. Recent September call-up. Scarlett deals. Line drive, foul. Strike 1.
One and one.
2-seam fastball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. The changeup count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Garcia. Fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. A 6-2 lead for the Avengers here in the 5th inning. They need this game in order to secure the division. Well, obviously they will not secure the division. If the Avengers win this game, they'll have a 2-game lead in the division with 2 games left. But if the Dodgers win this game, they will have a tie for the division lead with 2 games left. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Scarlett. Black Widow. Here's the replay.
Joe Torrey.
Lineup turns over. Joe Torrey's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Misses outside, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, top of the 5th. Deep drive to center, playable for Don Cheadle, and there are 2 away.
Now batting.
So 2 outs, up steps Xander Bogaerts, who's 1 for 2, has won a solo shot in the 1st inning to get them on the board. Here comes the pitch from the Widow. Slider misses outside, ball 1. Xander Bogaerts is the shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. Swing and a miss, the 2-seam fastball. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Knuckler misses outside, 2-1. And he ties him up in knots with the fastball, two-seam action. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bogarts. And that's a deep drive, but slicing out of play. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-2 lead here in the 5th. Pops him up in the infield. There is Tony Stark to retire the side. So 4.5 complete. 6-2 lead for the MCU. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Sebastian Stan, who's 0 for 2.
The left fielder, number 16.
And that's a line drive, base hit heading towards the right center field gap. And it's going to go all the way to the wall. No, it won't, but have the same result as C. Finley can't get over there in time. It's a leadoff double for Sebastian Stan, double number 22 on the season. And that's an 18-game hitting streak for Sebastian. He has gotten hot at just the right time. So runner in scoring position for Benedict Wong, who homered in his last at-bat. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Runner leads off second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Change up outside. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-hander Chris Russin warming in the Dodgers bullpen. Fouls it. Strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wong. Slicing the opposite field out of play. The at-bat will continue. Again, Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, on second. Nobody out. In the dirt, gets away. He's going to go to third on the wild pitch. Throw to third is not in time. So a double and a wild pitch gets the run number 7 all the way to third base. Here's the replay. Aramis Garcia could not keep it in front of him. So now, deep fly ball or ground ball in the right place, but he won't need it as it is a foul ball. Got a little ahead of myself. I thought that was a double down the line. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wong. Curveball inside, full count. On deck is War Machine Don Cheadle. And that's a pop-up that will not get the run home. Cano makes the catch, 1 away. So he did not get the run home from third.
Number 10.
Don Cheadle's 1 for 2 with a single. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty, Davey Garcia. Off the plate, ball 1. Don's hitting .333 with runners in scoring position this season. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Chases a fastball, swing and a miss. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. And that ball is deep. It's got a chance at the warning track, makes the catch, tagging from third and heading home is the base runner. It is an RBI and sacrifice fly for Don Cheadle, and the MCU now takes a 7-2 advantage. Lineup turns over. Anthony Mackie's 1 for 3. Steps up there with 2 outs and the base is empty. It's a 5-run ball game. And he pulls it down the right field line, out of play for strike 1. Anthony Mackie is 6 for his last 16. That's a .375 clip in his last handful of games. Breaking ball in the dirt, count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. So the lead is now 7-2 Avengers here in the bottom of the 5th. And he almost breaks his bat, fouls it up the first base line. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sam Wilson. Off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Spider-Man. Got the average. Spider-Man's got that average up to 356, fighting for a batting championship. That's a line drive, which will definitely bloop in there for a single. 2-out single, cut the check for Anthony Mackie. And the Avengers have come to play in this first game of an important the final 3-game series of the regular season. Next up, Tom Holland. 2 for 3 today. Quick throw to first. Mackey's back. Mackey can steal. He's got a lot of speed. Best base stealer on the team is actually Tom Holland at the plate. In the dirt, he holds. Does not advance. Didn't get far enough away from Ramirez. Check that from Garcia. 1 ball, no strike count to Holland. Pitch out, nothing doing. 2 balls, no strikes. Tom Holland represented the National League at second base as the starter in this year's All-Star game. Low and outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Will he swing on 3-0? No, he will not. Not even with a 5-run lead. I will not do it. Principle alone. And he walks him. That's why. I'm not going to swing at a bad pitch. So runners at first and second and 2 away. Up steps Robert Downey Jr., who came to play. He's 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He's up to 104 runs batted in. He's got a runner in scoring position at second with speed. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. Outside corner, strike 1. Count is no balls, 1 strike to Tony. And that ball's got a chance. It is high and far. Caught on the warning track by Aaron Judge to retire the side. Any other ballpark, that ball would have been gone. It's 366 down the right field line. But at the end of 5, they do tack on another run. It's an official ball game. 7-2 lead for the MCU. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Stan Musial, who's 0 for 2. Scarlett's still out there. She's a workhorse. Fastball in there, strike 1. Fouls off the knuckleball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball to the third baseman. Long throw in time, 1 away.
The first baseman, number 34.
Next up, Big Poppy. David Ortiz is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. David has 122 RBIs on the season. Misses inside with the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 7-2 lead for the MCU. If the MCU wins this game, they will have a 2-game lead in the National League West with only 2 games left to play. Deep drive to center. On the warning track, Don Cheadle makes the catch for out number 2.
The batter, number 24, second baseman.
So 2 outs, up steps Robinson Cano, who had a solo shot in the 4th. At that point, it made it a 3-2 game. First pitch in there, strike 1. 3-2 game has since turned into a 7-2 game. Checks the swing slider, finds the outside corner. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Cano. Bloop to left, charging in to make the shoestring catch is Bucky Barnes to retire the side. 6 innings, Scarlett Johansson is in control. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 7-2 lead for the Avengers. Leading off, Mark Ruffalo, 2 for 3, a single, a double, and RBI here in the bottom of the 6th against Davey Garcia. Change up outside, ball one. Mark hasn't had a home run in a while, at least for him. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Fouls off the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Off the end of the bat to center. Finley is there. He makes the catch for out number 1. Next up, Chadwick Boseman, 2 for 3 with an RBI. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Inside, off the plate, ball 1. And he pulls it high and deep, but it curves out of play for strike number 1. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, 2-1. T'Challa. Outside, hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Chadwick Boseman. On deck is Dave Bautista. And it's a bouncer, leaps off the mound. Garcia throws to first, in time, 2 away. Nice athletic play from the pitcher, making the play in front of home plate. Next up is Dave Bautista, who's officially 0 for 2, but he does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Off the end of the bat, shallow fly ball to center. Will it dunk in there? No, it will not. Finley will chase it to retire the side. 6 innings complete. A 5-run lead for the Avengers. 7-2 MCU. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Aaron Judge, who walked in the 4th. Officially, he is 0 for 1. Outside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Scarlett seems like she is in control. She has a 5-run lead. She's pitching in the 7th inning. He pulls the 2-seam fastball down the left field line on a play, strike 2. Got him the chase, swing and a miss at the slider. Struck him out, there's 1 away. 6 strikeouts for Scarlett. She came to pitch. There was a challenge placed, and Black Widow was up to the challenge. Next up, Willie Calhoun. Hit by a pitch in the 4th, he's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Pop up. Charging out is Tony Stark in that no man's land. Makes the catch, 2 away. Nice play by Spider-Man in short right field. Next up is the center fielder, Steve Finley. He's 0 for 2. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Checks his swing, but it's at the knees for strike 1. Pulls the slider foul, strike 2. She's already at 91 pitches here in the after 6 2/3. I'm not sure how much longer she'll be able to pitch. Nope. Misses low with the knuckleball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls it off. Count remains 1-2. First base line, fielded by Robert Downey Jr., steps on the bag to retire the side. Time for the 7th inning stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 7-2, Avengers lead. Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back in the Sebastian Stan leads off. He's 1 for 3 with the double here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Garcia's still out there. Pitch inside, ball 1. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball. 97 on the radar gun. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 7-2 Avengers. That ball's got a chance. It's deep. It is Gunzo. That is a solo shot for Bucky Barnes. Sebastian Stan's 12th home run of the season. And it is an 8-2 ball game. The Winter Soldier strikes again. Here's the replay. It's in slow motion. Bang! Oh, the sound off the bat. High wall over there. Just made it over it. So the lead is now 6. Up next is Benedict Wong, 1 for 2 with a solo shot of his own. And he lines it down the right field line. It is a base hit here in the bottom of the 7th for the protector of the Sorcerer Supreme, Benedict Wong. 8-2 lead, and they aren't finished, it seems. Don Cheadle steps up, 1 for 2. Down and in, ball 1. Runner leads off first. Off the end of the bat, routine fly ball for center fielder. Steve Finley makes the catch, 1 away.
Now batting, number 9.
Lineup turns over. Anthony Mackie is 2 for 4. Run scored. Hitting from the left side. Ground ball past Big Papi and into right field. It is a 3rd hit of the game for the new Captain America. He's 3 for 5 today. And they're threatening once again. Runners at first and second and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the replay. Line drive between first and second.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Anthony Bass comes in to pitch for the Dodgers. He's 9-6 with a 4.48 earned run average. He will face Spider-Man, who's 2 for 3 himself. Fastball inside, checks his swing, ball 1. Runners lead off first and second. 8-2 lead for the MCU. Off the end of the bat, pops it up down the left field line, slicing out of play for strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Off the plate, 2-1. Tom Holland enjoying a very lucrative opening this week in real life. Inside, the hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Tony Stark. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Spider-Man. Fouls off the fastball. Count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will the runners be in motion? On 3-2 pitch with only 1 out. No, they won't. But the pitch is low and the bases are now loaded for Robert Downey Jr. with 1 out.
number 12.
Tony is 3 for 4. He has a double, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. He's got the average up to 306. Nowhere to put him. The bases are full of Avengers. Ground ball through the right side. It's going to be the RBI single at the very least. Runner throws to the plate, cut off, throws to third. Not in time. It is a 2-run single for Tony Stark. We love you 3000. And it is now double digits in runs as it is a 10-2 lead. And the whoop ass has begun here in the bottom of the 7th. An 8-run lead for the MCU. Runners at first and third. Mark Ruffalo, 2 for 4. Pitch is low, ball 1. Wish I could bottle some of these runs and save them for the other 2 games in the series. The team that wins this series wins the division. He pops them up. Infield. Caught by Robinson Cano. Did not get the runner home from third. There is 2 away. So first and third, 2 outs for Black Panther, who's 2 for 4. Seems like everyone in the lineup today is 2 for 4. Checks his swing in the dirt, throws down to third for no apparent reason. Count is 1 ball and no strikes to Chadwick Boseman. Did he check it? Yes, he did, according to the first base umpire. The count to Chadwick Boseman is 2 balls and no strikes. Runners lead off first and third, 2 away. 10-2 lead. Chases a slider, swinging a miss, 2-1. Pitch is low. Hitters count. 3 balls and 1 strike to Boseman. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Bass. Inside, ball 4. Bases are again loaded. This time with 2 outs. This time for Dave Bautista, who's 0 for 3 today. Seems like the only person who's not invited to the hit parade. Fouls off the cut fastball, strike 1. High, 1 ball and 1 strike. That is the situation as it stands. Full of Avengers. 1-1 pitch. Chases a high fastball, count is 1-2. And Anthony Bass is 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. Too little, too late. Just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Drax. And it's a fly ball to center field. Deep but playable for Finley. And they retire the side. However, 7 innings complete in this first game of a crucial 3-game series. And the Avengers lead 10-2. They showed up to play, ladies and gentlemen. They showed up to play. Top of the 8th, Aramis Garcia steps up. He is 0 for 2, 0 for 5 for the season. Scarlett's still out there. With a big lead, there's no reason why we shouldn't give the bullpen a day off in preparation for tomorrow's game, the final 2 games of the season. Line drive up the middle, base hit, leadoff single for Garcia. His first single of the game, and honestly of his season. Here's the replay. Lineup turns over. Joe Torre steps in. He's 1 for 3 with a single today. At the knees, strike 1. Change up, strike 2. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Torre. Pops him up. Charging is Wong. Can't make the catch. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Grounder to the second for the out. Back to first, not in time. Fielder's choice by Scarlett Johansson. The play will go 1-6 out at second base for out number 1. Garcia retired. Next up, Xander Bogaerts 1 for 3 with a solo shot in the first. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. And it is a shallow fly ball off the end of the bat. Charging is War Machine. Don Cheadle makes the catch for out number 2. Starter comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. It's pretty obvious who won that matchup. Black Widow, 7 innings plus, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. Stan the Man is up, 0 for 3 with a ground out. Pitches inside, ball 1. Attendance here at Crosley Field, 23,040. That is near a sellout because Crosley is a minor league ballpark. Only seats about 25,000. Slider down and in, ball 2. Outside corner, strike 1. Misses with the knuckleball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Big Poppy is on deck. And it's a lazy fly ball to left. There is Sebastian Stan to retire the side. 8 innings for Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, pardon me. It's Black Widow. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 10-2 lead for the Hollywood Avengers. We're going to go to the manager's office and the bullpen. We are going to get lefty, lefty, righty. We will get Josh Brolin warm, and Josh Brolin will schedule to put him in the game to pitch the 9th. Okay. Sebastian's 2 for 4. And that's a deep drive, but playable in left for Stan. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, catcher, Benedict.
Next up, Benedict Wong, who has a homer and a single today. 4th homer of the season. Slider low, ball 1. Jams him. Shallow fly ball to right. Judge is there, makes the catch, 2 away.
The batter.
2 outs, up steps Don Cheadle, who has an RBI single today. 1 for 3. Ground ball to the right side, fielded by Cano. 1-2-3 inning for Anthony Bass. We go to the top of the 9th, last licks for the Los Angeles Dodgers in this crucial Game 1 of this 3-game series to end the regular season. 10-2. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In relief, Josh Brolin to basically finish off the game. He's 3-1 with a 3.58 earned run average. He has an 8-run lead. He needs 3 outs. Faces Big Papi first. Two-seam fastball, inside corner, strike 1. So the Avengers came to play. It's an important 3-game series. The winner of this series, ground ball inside the third base bag and down the right field line. Check that, the left field line. It will go all the way to the wall. And he will make it to second with a lead-off double. Double number 30 for David Ortiz. Here's the replay. Just inside that third base bag. Stan thought that if you could cut it off, you'd be able to keep the slow-footed David Ortiz from moving into second base. Robinson Cano has a solo homer today. He's 1 for 2. Line drive. That's going to be a single and an RBI for Robbie Cano, and this will be a 10-3 lead for the Avengers here in the 9th. Aaron Judge is 0 for 2. He walked in the 4th. Steps up to the plate. Fastball, strike 1. 12-6 curve in there. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. The Avengers lead 10-3 here in the top of the 9th inning. Grounder over to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. And there are 2 away, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are down to their final out of this important Game 1 3-game series. Scarlett Johansson, 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. She stands to win game number 12 of the season for Black Widow. She came to play. Willie Calhoun steps up, hit by a pitch in the 7th. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2. 2 outs. He represents the final out of the game. And he will not be the final out of the game. He hits against the shift. A 2-out single for Willie Calhoun. He says, I'm not going to be the last out of the game. Here's the replay. Through the vacated shortstop spot. Next up, again representing the final out of the game, is Steve Finley, left-handed hitter, batting from the left side. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. 0 for 3 today. Fouls off the splitter. The count is no balls and 2 strikes, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are down to their final strike of this game. Swing and a miss, struck him out, ball game over. Avengers win 10-3, and they take the first game of this 3-game series. And by doing so, they give themselves a 2-game lead in the National League Western Division with only 2 games left in the regular season. They have put themselves in a perfect situation to win this division tomorrow, and thereby setting up their rotation and their fielders for the playoffs, which will begin next week, the American League Division Series. The winner goes to Scarlett Johansson. She gets her 12th win of the season. She's 12-7, and we will go to the scorecard. Hollywood Avengers, 10 runs, 18 hits, 1 error. Los Angeles Dodgers, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Again, Scarlett gets the win. She has 12. Zach Godley gets the loss. I have no idea what his win-loss record is. And the player of the game is Tony Stark, also known as Robert Downey Jr., who was 4 for 5 with 4 runs batted in. He was the player of the game. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball, wherein which I play 162 games of a regular season with a created franchise and play every game, no skipped innings, no simulated games. This was game number 160. There were 3 games left. Now there are only 2 games left. Let's go to the open screen, confirm exit. Let's go to the main menu where we can see the standings as they sit between the Avengers and the Dodgers in the National League West. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Sometimes I give you cards as rewards. I quick sell them. Doesn't really matter at this point. Scarlett Johansson, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, is 12-7. There is 1 and 2. 2 more games left to the regular season. The standings are on the screen. The Avengers are 103 wins and 57 losses. The Dodgers are 101 wins and 59 losses, 2 games back. The only chance the Dodgers have of winning the division are by winning the next 2 games of the season and then possibly getting some sort of tiebreaker that I'm unaware of. However, if the Avengers win one of the next 2 games, they win the division and the Dodgers become the wild card as the playoffs begin after that game. So I'm pretty excited. That's why you play games. You play games in order to make the playoffs and then the World Series. It's been my goal to win the division, to start off the playoffs. The LA Dodgers have led the division for most of the season, and right now the Avengers are in the driver's seat. So there you have it. Let's go back to the win goes to Scarlett Johansson, 12-7. Zach Godley is 8-9. And the MCU, the final here at Crosley Field, the MCU wins 10-3. Again, I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you again soon.